All right, guys, we have here another race winner video. This time we have a Porsche 962 from Slot.it, the latest model with the wing hanging out there. This car, Momo decoration, beautiful Momo decoration, belongs to the only one and only Mr. Robert Bernhard. Thank you very much for being here.
My pleasure.
So Robert just participated on the Track Call podcast. And what we're going to do is we're going to show this car that we raced 2 days ago on the Wednesday Night Racers Club, right? That's the name,
correct.
right?
Yep.
So this club has been here around in Philadelphia for almost over 20 years. It's a great group of guys. They have 6 to 7 tracks that they race, and this is one of their classes. It's a slotted Group C car, but it's a little different because they use a Sidewinder motor on it, Sidewinder pod. So we're going to open and going to talk about the secrets around it, and Robert's here to give me more answers because I might have stuff that I don't know. So right now we have here a slotting plus screw that Carlos is trying to focus. Mm-hmm. So this is the screw that have a little advantage because you can leave movement on your body. So you put half of the tread in, and your body have space to move around, which is something that a lot of races have been adopting. So you have this movement right here, and in front you have another type of movement. So the body floats, body floats around the car. This helps you when you go to the corner. The chassis stays put, and then the body kind of gives you a little bit of movement around it, so the car doesn't flip over. So let's open up. I have the same slotting plug screw up from front. Carlos can show you. And the one in the back. Let me see here. The one in the back, the same one, same length. I think it's like 5 or 6 millimeters long. And here on the body, nothing special, I believe. Everything is here, all the parts. The wing is glued, doesn't move very much, and the body is just original slotted body. On the chassis, let's see the tricks. Let's see how illegal Robert was running. So here you have a very small front wheel, which is, I believe, is not the original. I believe it's and Robert, let me know if I'm wrong. This is the NSR Formula 22 wheel.
Yeah,
right. And then you have some tires. With the tires, I think
those are sideways. SW01
SW01 fronts, through it, and they're very minimal, smaller. I don't have a jig here, but is the front wheels touching?
No,
all the way up, right?
Yeah.
So this is a technique that everybody who races on the top racers that run plastic tracks, they do. They just put the wheel all the way up. They don't touch, because if the track goes bumpy, you don't have this for you. Here you have NSR wires, and you have a slotting plug. No, that's
the sideways guide.
Sideways guide with the sideways screw, right?
The NSR screw.
Yeah, so you have the sideways deep guide, and you see how long it is. It's probably over 25 millimeters. You work a little bit here. There's some sort of angle that I can see here.
Yeah, the sideways wood crack guide is too deep for Carrera track.
So I'm gonna find something to spot you, and they're gonna run you out of the club. The 20 years is over now.
It's a weekly event.
It's a weekly event. It's gonna happen. So those guys, they run silicone tires, and they're glued to the wheel.
No, they're not.
They're not glued to the wheel. So you have the super tires. It's probably like 1407 or something.
No, those are 2102s.
2102s. So
they fit an 8 and a 10 millimeter hub. We allow swapping the hubs out. Those are magnesium hubs.
From NSR2, right?
No, those are they're slotted. They're slotted.
Slotted, yeah. Okay, so super lightweight wheels, aluminum wheels, with the 2102 super tires, silicones. Do you true the super tires? Some people do, right?
I do a little bit of both. I moreover, I true the wheel to ensure that the entire contact patch sits flat. Unlike
this needs to be everything flat on the track. So there's no bump here on the wheel or on the tire. Silicone tires are hard to true. What's the technique?
Patience. I use first off, I true the wheel up to get the contact patch. And that may involve either sanding down the outside edges of the rim or the rib in the middle to get it to sit dead flat. That's the singular most important
thing.
And
then you mount the tire, and then you
mount the tire.
Pass.
Then I put them. I use a Huddy, and I use the Mid America Diamond 120 wheel, and that and some Windex, and just sit there forever.
Windex, yeah. That was a fine technique. I didn't know about the Windex. You guys spray the track, spray a small section of the track in the middle of the straightaway, and every time that the car passes, cleans the tires.
Exactly.
And keep the track clean too.
Yeah, notoriously, a silicone tire is going to pick up dirt and lint immediately.
Yeah.
And the only way you can solve that is either run it on tape, or do something.
Like that, yeah.
So they're much more susceptible to dirt. So you need a spotlessly clean track. So for customers at LEB, we ask people, well, which kind of tires you like to run? Do you want to run silicone, or do you want to run a natural rubber or other or polyurethane? Because those tires lay down rubber, the other ones pick up rubber. So you got to go one way or the other.
Right here, I noticed too that you have like a carbon fiber front axle.
Yeah, that's a slotting plus.
This is too much, Robert. Come on. It's overkill.
Yeah, of course it is.
All right, so
yeah, it's got NSR spacers too.
NSR spacers right here, 2 of the red ones. And here the gear ratio. Do you remember which one?
1331.
1331, and then the gear. I can see the gear. Is it?
It's
slotted?
It's slotted gears.
Slotted
That's
gear.
the rules specify slotted gears.
And the motor is the original 21.5 motor that I always
23K.
2023K.
Yeah.
That always reads a little bit more.
Yeah.
So we have to install a pod, and the pod is probably the 1 millimeter lower.
1 millimeter pod.
And this is plastic, or is this the carbon fiber that they try to do in?
It's not the carbon; it's regular plastic, and it's the ball bearing pod because you can use.
Look at this! I didn't know.
You can use slotted any slotted pod in our rules, so that pod is available.
That's why the white's a little bit different. Okay, all right, I see you.
Yeah, and then it's got the reduced axle so it doesn't hit up on the motor.
How high the car sits? It seems like
it sits at 40 thou is our spec, and then 30 grams of downforce on a magnet Marshall.
And you guys, I noticed that everybody uses the silver braids. What's going on there? They don't like the copper ones?
We found, at least because we race on plastic tracks, that the metal rails tend to oxidize instantly, the copper braids, and these seem to last longer and stay cleaner. That's really the reason why.
Piece of tape here to hold the wires together. There's a little wire loop over there to hold it. 2202s, slotted wheels, slotted axle. Is that axle hollow? No.
Yeah,
right?
no, it's the reduced axle in the center, so it doesn't hit the motor.
Very, very, very cool. 1332.
31.
And the bearing spot that is available, and not many people know about it. So here on the pod, there's a little bit movement in the back.
Yes.
Just a little bit, not much. A little bit of vertical movement too. A bit of sideways movement that is reduced by this piece of tape here that kind of holds everything together. And this is interesting because this chassis doesn't allow you to put the side screws, and you don't need it because you kind of need this movement here and a little bit like this to help with the plastic track.
Yeah, plastic tracks tend to be bumpy, and you need to have a little bit of compliance built into the car.
So if you have a plastic track and wants to copy this car, do it, because every lap that I was doing, he was doing 3. So this was very fast. I got my ass kicked very fair and square.
Yeah, you did good.
It was horrible.
You had never seen the track, and
it was horrible. But yeah, this is a car to copy because this is the first thing I saw this Wednesday. So I'm glad to Robert to let me show, and this is another race winner video, and I hope you guys enjoy.